Hey guys, this month's horizontal pull push, we're going to work it with the lunge, and we're also going to use the band. So if you had a cable machine, that would be ideal, but this is the poor man's cable machine, works very well. Just going to use a band with a ring. So you can make it heavier by obviously using heavier bands. But in this position here, I'm going to go down into a lunge and I'm going to come up and pull. Now you can set that height up at different heights so it's a bit heavier on the legs. So if you have that band set up low, it's going to load the legs more. If you've got it up high, it's going to be just in the upper body and less in the legs. But you want to integrate that lunge with the pull. So as you're coming up, you're stepping together, really feeling that nice pull, knee comes up ideally if you want. Otherwise you can just stay split in the lunge stance and then you can just come up and down. With the step together, it's going to really get that full range of motion in the glute. And then with the knee, you're going to come up into that balance, pull right through. Really good for getting that cross bracing system in the back going. Now, the reverse of that, so you do 30 seconds each side, is the push. You want the back foot on that cable line, or on the band line I should say, so you're pushing through the ball of the foot at the back. The core is on, so you're really activating those lower abs, stabilizing the pelvis, and you're going to push through. Now if it's the first time doing this, I would keep to around 5 reps, really slow and controlled. Really try and feel that weight, the resistance that's in the band going into the floor and you're driving from the legs. Now, for these, they're not going to be as heavy as a bodyweight pull, or especially a single arm bodyweight pull, or a push-up, a single arm push-up, or a planche style push-up. But they are very important because they integrate the legs with the upper body, which is what life is really going to challenge you with. So if you're playing sports or you're doing anything where you're standing on your legs and moving objects, this will help stabilize against that. Push-ups are great, bodyweight pulls are great, but a lot of life is moving objects, throwing things, catching things, so it's good to keep that healthy. So it's very easy if you're an office worker or someone that isn't playing sports and then you're training. If you're just doing really basic stuff where it's just hands anchored, so when you're pulling on the rings or you're pushing over the ground, you might be strong, you might be able to do those movements, but you'll lose that ability to cross brace through the body. So when you're a child and you throw balls and catch things and pull on things while you're standing on your legs, you're integrating the whole chain. So as much as I love bodyweight conditioning, I really love integrating whole body movements where you're moving objects, and in this case I'm not actually moving an object, I'm just pulling on a band, but it's that load of resistance that's going through my arm into my hips, into my legs and into the ground, where the legs are the anchor point. And that's how the human body evolved. It evolved to really use the legs over a fixed surface as opposed to using the arms. I mean, we have in the past and we've done that as apes and whatnot, but now going forward our ability to use tools really changed how we interact with our environment. So it's so important to keep those slings moving in the body. So by all means keep the other ones going, but I would try and integrate that, at least every quarter or every 4 months or so, some type of conditioning that does that, integrates the arms and the legs with your pull-push patterns, especially the horizontal ones, because that's really how we work more in life. They're very easy, very simple, and what I'm doing this month, I'm actually just doing both. So I do 4 sets of those, not overly heavy, but really try and feel all the muscles turn on, feel my rib cage stabilize, and then I'll go into some bodyweight pulls and some push-ups and some single leg squats. So get into those, but if you are just doing that, if you're doing the planches, front levers, you're doing pull-ups, dips, you're doing all those other things, you're not going to waste away if you miss a month of push-ups. And you can always sub your front lever planche workout, instead just doing bodyweight pulls and planche style push-ups, because they're going to give you better return on your invested time than the front lever and planche for bent arm strength as well as straight arm strength at the same time. So it's always a way to make it work in your week. Just be efficient and tick off the movements. So if you want any feedback on those, post them on the private Facebook Origin of Energy online page. Cheers guys.